Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here. And what time is it? That's right, it's brick wall o'clock, with not one, but 1.5 packages from LEGO's Bricks and Pieces service. Alright, so the reason why we've got 2 orders is because this one had all of the pieces for the minis that we recently built for the Italian job type build. And the other one is obviously a complete order, so I'll do that one first. So it didn't really warrant showing you all of the mini pieces individually on a haul. Oh golly, that's a big bag. But I'll do the remainder of that order after we've done this one. So as I say, this is from LEGO Bricks and Pieces, which is different from Pick-a-Brick. So if you don't know the difference, check out my video explaining the 2 services and how best to use them. And we have got 200 tiles in light bluish grey, just 2x2s. 200 tiles in dark bluish grey, just 2x2s. And those are both for my pavements. I'm hoping to be able to do at least the full street outside Fast Food Corner and the new police station and so on, all along there, kind of on both sides, hopefully. And hopefully as well, there'll be some left for another area as well, because doing all of your pavements and sidewalks and tiles, wow, you go through so many. So the remaining order isn't actually that big, really, but I'll go through it anyway. One of the major constituents are our black lampposts for the Old Town. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will enable me to have a different style lamppost there. That modular row right along the original wall has got these things in white. I'll be using these and these paint roller pieces to make a row, and I brought these pieces just to show one, along the Old Town and near the castle and so on. And then for other areas, I might have more modern sets of lampposts. But essentially how I'm going to do those is that the right way around? No, it's the other way, isn't it? It's more like that, I think. Oh, I can't remember now. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's how we're doing it. Like that? No. I can't remember. Anyway, I need all these pieces in order to do... I don't think that looks right, does it? I mean, those 2 sides aren't the same, but I really can't remember how I did this. Was it that just fully in? I think that might be it. Anyway, whatever. I think it's that way, isn't it? So I'll have enough lamppost pieces for that whole section as well, and then as I say, yeah, I'll be doing more modern lampposts for the whole section, something like that, on the sort of near side near the hospital and outside the station and stuff like that. And you see I've already put a few of them near that taxi rank there, of course. So this order was largely to do with the 2020 sets, the sort of last releases of 2020. I haven't yet done a Bricks and Pieces order for 2021, and that's just because not all the pieces are available yet, and also the wait is astronomical because of these interesting times. So I'm probably just going to pause on doing a 2021 order. There's not a great deal of new pieces that I need, because a lot of the minifigures and so on the last release are sort of recycled ones, so no biggie. But what I've got here is the Cob Suit. That's different from the series minifigure one, and it's dark green. And this was for Mayor Fleck, one of the characters from the main square set of 2020, the 60271. And indeed, I've got the rest of his body here because I really like the Mayor outfit. This dark green one, but with this sash across that says number 1 Mayor. Now, I've already got a Mayor of Brick Nottingham. Oh, it's nice on the back as well there, isn't it? And she is really fake tanned, and that wasn't really supposed to be an allusion to Donald Trump or anything like that. It was just because I thought that she'd be the sort of person who's quite vain and wanted to add a lot of fake tan. But nonetheless, so I don't really have a need for a mayor, or indeed this torso. So maybe this will be the mayor of a neighbouring city like Derby. That's spelt with an E, just in case you're interested, who might come and visit Brick Nottingham and be very jealous, presumably. So let's just give him some generic hair, because I don't want to give him the corn cob outfit. But yeah, that looks like a pretty good minifigure. And maybe he thinks he's #1 mayor, but obviously he's wrong because he's from Derby, and that is self-proving, really. Then we've got the Cob Suit, like I said, that would have come on that character. But I thought I could use that in my cornfield. Now, a lot of people suggested that I use the original series minifigure Cob guy in my cornfield on my far corner farm. And it's a good idea, except that he was already occupied as part of the stag party at the Krusty Krab. But I knew that this was coming, so I could use this in the field and have this hidden in there, kind of near the alien. It's not that big a field, so it'll have quite a few people in it by the end. But I also thought that it could be an undercover cop or something like that who's in this. So we'll have to see. But for all those people who suggested it, I'll give you a quick bedoing. There we go. So I've got that to look forward to placing. I needed one more of these train employees, which was also part of that set, amongst others, used as a tram driver in that main square set. But I just need another torso and another hat because I just wanted another subway employee for my subway because I used one as a ghost, and so now I don't really have one for the original subway station. So I only needed the important hat and torso for that. There, presumably for some builds that I cannot remember at the moment. There's a very interesting tile. Boomtown Build. It's kind of got a crane with a face on it, on a 2x2. That's actually from an education set, 45810, that I'm sure not many people, including me, are very familiar with. And that's why it's really a good idea to use brickset.com to find all of your newly released parts, because otherwise you might not be able to find something like this without looking at a full catalogue of everything sorted by release date. So if you don't know what I'm talking about with brickset.com or how to find those parts, then do check out my video on ordering from Pick a Brick and Bricks and Pieces, because I go into more detail there. So that's a very nice tile. I have no idea where I'm going to use it. I mean, it could just be a magazine or something, couldn't it? On a newsstand. Other things from that set include the new torso, at least for me, for Poppy Star from that main square set. And that's incredibly garish set of clothes there. I might build her as Poppy Star. I'm pretty much sure I got the hair for her earlier. Then we've got some heads. 2 copies of the same one. That is from the Fire Chief, Freya MacLeod, which is a wonderful name, of course. I only got the head just because that was the only bit I needed. And it's quite interesting that she's got cocoa sort of splattered in her face. So I don't know how that gets in her face. Either she's got a really bad drinking problem, maybe she's got very shaky hands like me, or maybe somebody else was told something very funny and spat it in her face. I do not know. Answers on the postcard there. I've also got this surfboard, snowboard rather. I'm always getting those confused. And I needed this just to make use of the stickers that I got in another haul from Mia's Forest Adventures set, 41363. And that's got this sort of really weird large skateboard with big wheels and a snowboard. So I wanted the lime one just so I could replicate the most relevant part of that set for me and my collection. My name is Robin and I have a brick addiction. Now, I'm kind of still a bit confused as the fact that this is a lime snowboard and we've got bright yellowish orange stickers, and you can get this board in that colour. So for me, it kind of doesn't make sense, but I am going to do it the same as the set. And then, well, it can be a talking point from there, I suppose. Another new torso from that set is this one, which looks very similar to an older one, but it's a slightly new pattern. So I just got one of those because it wasn't that much different. And then possibly the most important thing of this entire set is this incredibly small hat, which you will probably recognise as being my hat. Yep. in grey, and that's because that set, the main square 60271, actually had a statue to me, Robin Hood bricks. And that's very nice of Lego to do that, to do a statue in my honour and in honour of my channel. So I really had to get just that bit so I could make my own Robin Hood brick statue. So I had all of this already, but the vital part is of course my hat, and I just popped that there so I could add the red feather to the top to make it definitely me. Now, what I really need from you guys is suggestions of where this should go. I was in doubt whether I'd actually do it at all, because it seems a bit vain having a statue of yourself. I should probably have him waving, really, shouldn't I? But nonetheless, other people encouraged me to go ahead and do it. So now I just need to decide where to put it. So, I don't know, outside the main station, perhaps? Maybe it should be facing the passengers as they come out of the front door to sort of wave them into Brick Nottingham. Who knows? And I think I might get a bow and a quiver as well in black, just so he is wearing those as well. But yeah, that is a great addition to my city. Pop little Robin back. Other things I got in this haul, this red torso, which was from Vito, from the Elite Police Lighthouse Capture Set, 60274. I think I got this piece before, but I just really like the hairy chest at the top there. And this kind of stripy, tatty top as well, so I got another one of those. And then we've got a couple more heads. And this is another very interesting new piece from the main square set. So far, so ordinary. And then we've actually got a hearing aid on this side, which I think is wonderful. So I can have a couple of deaf people, or people who are just partially hearinged, if that's how you say it, in my city. But I just really like that. I mean, it could be Bluetooth or something like that, sort of ear set, but I quite like the variety. So I'm going to have some deaf people in my city. That is for a jellyfish. Probably know how I build those. And then we've got lots of random hair pieces in different colours that I've not had before. So this one's in bright light yellow. And I'm a bit surprised to see this one, that it was available, because as far as I'm aware, that hairpiece is only available on Draco Malfoy, who is obviously a Harry Potter character, and therefore is part of a licensed range. So I'm a bit surprised to see that. So I got two of those. And then I got kind of Harl Hubbs's hair in several different colours as well, and that Draco Malfoy hair in loads of different colours as well, because they're quite cost effective when you buy them direct from Lego. And there's another one in blonde, black, in dark brown, and in dark tan, a mixture of those two hair pieces. And then the only thing that's left in this order that's probably worth commenting on is a couple of tinted transparent windows, and those are for adding to my Flamingo nightclub. So it kind of looks like disco lights through the windows. And I will be getting some different trans colours as well, but these are the only ones that Lego do direct. So yeah, really good order so far. Oh, and those were originally for my airport area, but I ended up getting bigger tiles instead. But I'm sure I'll be able to use them, the 6x6 tiles, somewhere else. So I think the highlight of that has to be my statue, though I'm very relieved to be able to place my old town lights as well. I do need ideas on the placement of this statue, and then I do also need to consider if this is going to be able to be used in my farmer's field as well. Yeah, so really good start. I'm going to shove all of that back. Just to give me a little bit of room for going through the second order, bag number 2. So as I say, this order was actually even further longer ago, way back in the autumn of 2020, and that's when I bought all the parts for those minis, and this was the rest of that order that I just interesting things that I put in at the same time. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, quite literally. And something that's leaping out straight away is this wonderfully large pineapple piece. And the other part of the wonderful large pineapple is this bush that's quite familiar, but not in lime. And that represents obviously the top of the pineapple as well. So I think that is brilliant. Now, both of those pieces are unique to the Friends Juice Truck 41397, which is, well, a pretty horrid set, actually. Big chunky pieces, don't like it at all. But then it is a 4+ set, so I guess that's kind of fair enough. But I wanted these for a cocktail bar, which is yet to be done. And, well, a huge pineapple I thought might go well in it. So I just thought I'd buy that wonderful printed piece. It's only printed on one side, and the top of the pineapple, like I say. But that just looks great, doesn't it? It could almost be an inflatable at the beach or something like that, but or even at the beach party. But I'm going to see if it will go in my cocktail bar, which will be another cocktail bar, actually, because I've already got one on top of the station. But anyway, maybe I'm going to have too many bars in my city. I have no idea. I've got this wonderful net piece. I've got no idea what I'm going to use it for. It's usually used as kind of the netting in between two hulls of a catamaran, or maybe even a sporting net or something like that. I thought it might be sort of a cargo net for kids to play on or something like that. So I just bought one in a very interesting colour of orange to kind of try it out, really, and see if I wanted to use it in a much bigger build. But it's nice to have that. It's nice and bendy and flexible, so I should be able to find a good use for that. That was just for a set that was missing a piece. That was to replace a faded piece. Couldn't resist getting another hammerhead shark for my undersea setting. They are just great. Brilliant, epic colour, everything. So got that. I think I got these mudguards for my bus, but I've since actually made the bus, so I don't think I need those now. So I must have ordered those in error. Another red piece is this. It's a really interesting shape, isn't it? It's a kind of 4x3 or 4x4, well, 4x3 really, wedge piece, but with these wonderful sort of layers on. And I was just buying one of those to see if I could use it on the back of a car, because to me it really looks like the kind of back bit of a car that might be on a sports car or something like that. It's only been in one set in this colour, 71720, Firestone Mech, which is an Ninjago set. A pretty awesome one, actually, with half of the mech being fire and half being stone. It looks really cool, that. But yeah, I just bought this to play around with as well, really, so I'll put it with that as well. A purple skateboard. And that's because I needed another purple one for another sticker sheet somewhere that I got in a normal brick haul. This is a really interesting newish torso with a Ninjago head on a hoodie that says Lloyd on the back. And that was part of the Ninjago World set 40429. And I think there's a head somewhere. Is that it? No. Oh, that's the head. And this was from that same set, sort of open mouth with a bit of goofy teeth at the front, and even more goofy teeth there with a really sort of happy face. So I think I got a couple of those, but those were both unique to that set. At that time, I believe this is now part of the Ninjago Gardens, the torso at least, but at the time it was unique. I got one of those clouds that's part of the Unikitty series minifigures, as well as all sorts of other things. I got one of the phones from Hidden Side. This was the only one of those phones that was missing. I think there's 4 different types, and this was just in the second wave in sets like 70436, the Phantom Fire Truck 3000, and I just happened to have missed it on doing other orders, so I just thought for completeness I'd get the 4th one as well. So that's nice to have. And I think there was something else from that set that I was. Oh yeah, it was actually part of this order or the previous one. I actually broke in to steal Neymar Ream as well. Yes, so it was in this next to the minis. Who's the big baddie who's part of my haunted subway. So this order has actually been pilfered twice to leave us with these remnants. So what else have we got? Lots of different fish. I've got some fish in orange. I've got some fish in spring green. I've got some fish in sand blue. Or no, that's not sand blue, because that's sand blue. I think it must be medium light blue or something like that. And they're quite cost effective buying fish directly from Lego. They're about 10 pence each. I do find it slightly sexist that all the fish that you can buy from Lego Direct are male fish. And some people might say, well, how can you tell that they're male fish? Surely it's quite hard to tell a male fish from a female fish. Well, it's clearly marked on the paperwork. You see there? Yeah, so they're clearly all male fish. So, yeah, Anyway, so I've got loads of those. I think it was 5 blue, 5 green, and 5 orange. I've got some guns. I've got some of these weird grey pieces that I was going to use as part of some statues. Not this one, a different one. Some torsos from the passenger airplane set, 60262. One was the pilot, slightly different from past ones. So I just got one. Can use that, well, anywhere really, but especially near my airport. There was also an air steward, and that is here. And I really like that. Maybe I should get more of those and have those all milling around, or even give it to those 2 ladies who are at the front of my airport, though it does look quite male, that torso with the tie. Oh, and here's an interesting minifigure. This one came with the Crocodile Locomotive, 10277. I didn't buy the head because I didn't need to, but I just liked the train outfit and the blue cap. That's all in medium blue. Yeah, see, that's even lighter, isn't it? So that must be, I don't know, can't remember what that what that fish colour's called. But anyway, so that's a nice outfit for some sort of mechanic to be wearing. Then I've got loads of heads. And heads are another thing that are quite cost effective to get directly from Lego because, well, they don't overcharge essentially. And I've got a couple of these smiley ones, top and bottom, they're the same. They're from the Leicester minifigure actually, but also many other sets now. And then that's the second one of those Ninjago World kind of goofy smiles. And then these are slightly different female faces, which I quite like. I don't seem to have enough female faces. And look at the surprised look on the other side of that one. So that's a really good face to probably use on a fairground ride or something like that. Yeah, so I've got 2 of those as well because there's another one. And then much like heads, I've got some actual small pineapples because I figured if I was going to have a cocktail bar that had a big pineapple, I'd probably need some small pineapples as well in order to squeeze for drinks or what have you. So I've got those. Then I've got 2 of these plane tickets / boarding passes. And they're really nice with these sort of lime stripes and barcodes on. They're part of the 60261 Central Airport, which is a 4+ set. And they're very similar to a 1x2 tile that was part of the previous juniors set in 2018, 10764 City Central Airport. And I've already got those actually at my ticket booth, but these are very similar, so I kind of had to buy some of those ones as well. Then the extravagances, small expensive things. I bought another blue bird. So they're African swallows now in my city, aren't they? Because of the donut carrying capability. So there's an African swallow. If that joke doesn't make sense, you need to watch my police video. There's some Hull Hub's legs. And then another extravagance was these bowls. I only got 2 because they're ridiculously expensive, but I did like them with this sort of gold trim around the rim, and they're very nice. They've been part of a couple of Chinese New Year sets now in 2019 and 2020, including 80105, the Chinese New Year Temple Fair. So, can't remember expressly. Oh no, I do know why I bought those. Yeah, I do remember. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because that's going to be... Oh, I will. Shall I? Yeah, go on then. It's for my noodle bar. I think you know I'm going to be making a noodle bar with a sort of Pigsy sticker sheet and stuff like that. So they need some bowls for noodles. So these ones look really attractive. So that's what they're for. Couple of these in teal. Some of these plant pieces, just for, I don't know, near railway lines or something like that. Then some interesting hair pieces, actually. So this is Hermione's hair. in brown, and that's weird as well because that's another licensed hairpiece that is only used for Hermione that is now available on Bricks and Pieces, strangely. And then this is even more weird, and it's the same hairpiece but in black, and that's only been used as part of a series minifigure, being the Huntress figure in 2020, and it's unique to that, so I'm really surprised to see this hairpiece available through Bricks and Pieces. I don't know if it's just that they allow the reselling of sort of recolors of existing hairpieces or what, but yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me because usually any hairpiece that is part of a series minifigure just isn't available. And the same is true of these ones, which are the female hair with a sort of braid loop around. And the brown one has been on some old castle sets. In that respect, it's not new, but is part of Star Wars Leia sets more recently. But then this one is the same piece, but for a younger version of Leia, I think. So it's only actually used on a licensed Star Wars set. So in that respect, I was very surprised to see that available from the A-Wing Starfighter set. So yeah, some great hair pieces, but just ones I hadn't thought I'd be able to buy. Right, so that is that order as well. So all in all, we've got loads of wonderful minifigure pieces, lots of male fish, a few expensive pieces like the bowls and the African swallow. But I still think probably the most important is the Robin Hood brick statue for my city. Now, there is just one more thing to mention, and that is the wonderfully generous gift by a very good friend of the channel, Alex, who heard my, and it wasn't really a sort of a begging, but I suppose it seems like that now. But when I did my farm video, I mentioned the fact that I really coveted a goat that was only available as part of one set, being the Mill Village Raid 7189. And he obviously took pity on me and decided to send me one of his goats from his own collection. So arriving straight from Alex is this wonderful, fantastic and very generous gift of a goat. So this is going to be going straight into Far Corner Farm in absolute pride of place because it is such a generous gift. So thank you very much, Alex. And I'll put it here in amongst the rest of this order, which has been rather fantastic. Awesome. Well, I definitely think that was the right idea to combine what was left of the Bricks and Pieces order with the mini parts in with that other order. It's given us a good bulk of things to go through for a slightly longer haul video perhaps. And I've got so many wonderful pieces in this combined pile. Loads of printed minifigure pieces and tiles and so on. And a lot of pieces to get on with projects that have been lagging a bit behind, like my pavements with these tiles. The lighting for my old town and so on. And I can also introduce some of these more special parts, much like Alex the goat, into Far Corner Farm, and the Robin Hood brick statue. And I do need your suggestions again for that. Do remember to post them in the comments. Where should this statue go? Bearing in mind that there's already a horse statue kind of beneath the castle, and some on Market Square as well. But all in all, a rather fantastic haul. Good. So thanks as always for watching. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be back in Brick Nottingham. And I think we're going to be changing from Farm Fridays to Fairground Fridays. Which might be a very long series indeed. We might have to do it for sort of 5 weeks and take a break or something like that. I don't know, because the fairground is a huge area and it's going to have a lot of rides and a lot of good stuff in it. And I'm really looking forward to it, but it's also going to be quite challenging, I think. Anyway, we'll make a start on Friday. So I'll see you then. See you.